Hi, this is Renee Romeo, and today I'm going to show you how to decorate sugar cookies for Easter. So I have just mixed up a batch of royal icing real quick, 2 tablespoons of meringue powder, 4 cups of powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 3/4 of a cup of water. And the reason why I have so much water in it is because I need it to be dredging consistency. So we're going to do that first for some of our cookies, and let me show you exactly how that's done. So let's start with the bunnies. Now I have a number 5 tip on my Wilton bag, and it's filled with plain white. And so I always start with white first because I have several colors to tint beyond this. And the way that you do this is you're just going to outline all of the edges like so. So you outline the entire cookie first, and then you go back in and dredge it in. Now, as this sits, it's going to even out nicely. It's going to dry a glass-like finish. And you'll see, yeah, there's quite a bit of frosting on here, but it doesn't overpower the cookie at all because the cookie is 1/4 inch thick, and it really does kind of need that extra frosting to balance out all of the flavors. So I have a skewer nearby too. And the skewer, I'm just going to go ahead and move this around a little bit. So that's my basic shape. Now this is going to sit for a little while, an hour or so, before I go ahead and do any more decorating on top of this. So you'll see on this little egg, I've gone ahead and I've started one little bunny head, and I'll show you how I do this. And if you ever get these little air bubbles in the frosting, just go ahead and hit them with your skewer and you'll take care of them in no time. So basically what this is, we're just going to line the edge of the cookie, and then you're going to come up and make kind of a round shape. Once that's done, you can go back in and you can put in bunny ears like so, and then you can fill in the face. So I have yellow and I have blue mixed up, and all I've really done is just used some gel colorant from the grocery store. I'm not looking for very specific colors, just just blue and yellow and white and pink. So these are fine for mixing these types of colors. The next cookie I'll do, again with a number 5 tip, I have a little bit of blue mixed in here, and I'm going to just do half of this flour cookie, and I'm going to do it the same way. So I'm just going to divide it in half and kind of follow it around and just outline and dredge. And that's all I really need to do at this point. Fill it in. And now I'm going back in, doing the sky behind the little bunny head. And so basically you're just going to do the outline first and get that all situated. And then I kind of like to go a little bit away from the bunny head itself, so that I can come back in with the skewer and really move it precisely right next to that white frosting that we just did. Now I really like to theme my cookies, so all I'm going to do here is try to do cookies that are basically similar in style, so that way when they're on the plate they're all going to look like they relate to one another. So these cookies are going to have white along the bottom, and you're going to dredge it just like the other style cookies. Now the next technique that I'm going to show you is really super cool. You're going to go ahead and dredge your shape. Get it all filled in like so. Your skewer. And then we're not going to wait for this to dry. We're going to go right ahead and start in with our wet green. Now this is going to be really neat because it's going to dry as one solid surface. So it'll be polka dots, it'll be super cute. And I hope you can kind of see how already it's starting to flatten out, and I'll show it to you when it's dry. I hope you can see just how beautifully that's evening out. Let me try to zoom in for you and just show you that, like glass. Now I'm starting in on the detail work, and I'm just going to go ahead and put in a couple of clouds here in the sky. I think that'll look really cute. So clouds always have a bottom to them. They look a little bit more realistic when they're done like that. Now the way that you make these clouds look realistic is you're going to take a little paintbrush that you use only for cake decorating, and you're going to pull the icing into the center like this. And it'll wind up looking semi-transparent, a little more realistic than just leaving the outline there. And you know, with this consistency, this is what you want to do. If you really wanted just the outline there, you would go ahead and make sure that you put in a little bit more powdered sugar to get a stiffer consistency out of your icing. So I now have a number 1 tip on my white bag, and what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and put little dots all along the edge of the blue sky. It's really the details here that make these cookies just pop. So you'll see how it's going to look. It's going to be adorable. Now everything has been drying overnight, so at this point we're ready to go ahead and put on our dimensional decorations on the top of this. So everything at this point is pretty much flat. So we're going to put in some dots and some pretty embellishments and really make these cookies pop. Now this is what we're going for. It's very dimensional, and you'll see if you just outfit your bag with tip 101, and this is the one that's a little bit narrower at the top than it is at the bottom. And I've also added just like a teaspoonful of powdered sugar to the mixture to thicken it up just a little bit so it holds up those nice peaks. So this is the technique that we use. You're just going to touch it and pull up on the bag. And you want 5 of these per dot. And now really you could leave the cookie like this because it's really cute with polka dots, but this is just to take it to the next level. And you'll see that's really all there is to it. Now continuing with the pink, but at this point we have our tip number 2 back, so it's a really tiny little hole. And all you're going to do here is you're just going to take this pink from the top of the head up the ears, and then give it a nice big nose. And that'll even out as well as it sits. So here's tip 133, and this is basically like a giant star flower. So all I'm going to do here is just press it, kind of make a big one, right there on the little bunny. Now I have tip number 2, that's small hole, and this is still the dredging consistency in the yellow, and I'm just going to do a little choker necklace for the bunny. And still tip number 2, so we're just going to put a dot at the top of each one of these stems for the center of our flower. Well, now we're going to do our leaves, and the leaves actually have to have a stiff icing. The icing that I have is a little thicker than peanut butter, and I added probably 5 teaspoons of powdered sugar to the dredging mixture. So this is the original dredging mixture with 5 teaspoons of confectioner's sugar, and I'm just going to load up my bag and I'll show you how I do the leaves. So tip 67, and all you're going to do, you're going to hold it up to the edge of this little flower, and you're just going to push it in and then pull it, and push it in and pull it. And this is really, really a simple way to get a nice looking leaf next to your flower. And it's the same technique on the stems as well. So you're just going to press it and pull it. In order to do the bunny tail, I've added quite a bit of extra confectioner's sugar to my mixture. So this is not the dredging mixture. This is much more stiff. And I have tip number 14, and all I'm going to do here is just fill in the bunny tail. So it's just pressure and then pull up. That's the technique. And you just keep going around in a circle until you get the nice round bunny tail that you're looking for. The cookies are all done, and you'll see just by using a few different tips in your kit, you'll achieve the same kind of great results. They all relate to one another on the plate. They're all really, really cute, almost too cute to eat. But you'll see I made a sketch and I stuck to pretty much all of it, and that's really what you're going to do too. Just make a sketch of something that you'd like to see on top of your cookies and just go from there and let the creativity follow. So this is Renee Romeo. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll bring you another great project.